Hi, I want to talk to you today about health insurance. A lot of people ask, can I deduct my health insurance? Now that the Job Cut Act came and took away our Schedule A on our tax return, a lot of us can't deduct medical expense and medical premium. We can't even deduct our tithes and offering that we used to give to the church, and our interest on our mortgage. A lot of us can't use that anymore because they took that away. They raised the standard deduction, and so now your Schedule A, which would have your medical insurance, medical premium, long-term care, contribution, all that was on your Schedule A. But your Schedule A had to be more than 7% of your gross wages. And now that they raised the standard deduction, a lot of the Schedule A we can't use anymore. So today, if you're self-employed or S Corp, I want to talk to you a little bit about deducting your health insurance premiums that you're paying. There is a way to do that. Of course, there's always some little loophole in the code. And today I want to read it to you so you don't think I'm pulling something out of my hat, saying that we can put this on there and the IRS is going to red flag us and come after it. But I'm going to read this to you today. And this is under the S Corp heading for the IRS. And they have a heading says, health insurance purchase in the name of the shareholder. Now, you are a shareholder if you're part of the S Corp. The S Corp is a corporation, and the members that are in the corporation are called shareholders. But this says insurance laws in some states do not allow a corporation to buy group health insurance when the corporation only has one employee. Therefore, if the shareholder was the sole employee of the corporation, then the shareholder has to purchase health insurance in his individual own name. Okay, so notice 2008-1 provides rules by which a 2% shareholder, meaning the person that owns the S Corp, owns 2% or more of the stock. But a 2% shareholder would be allowed an above-the-line deduction even if the health insurance policy was purchased in the name of the shareholder. Notice 2008-1 provide 4 examples, including 3 examples in which a shareholder purchased the health insurance and one in which the S Corp purchased the health insurance. Okay, so this is the IRS publication, and they're giving you examples of how they see this. Okay, notice 2008-1 state that if the shareholder purchased the health insurance in the individual's own name and paid for it with his or her own funds, the shareholder would not be allowed an above-the-line deduction. Okay? I buy health insurance, I pay for it out my money, the S Corp doesn't get that deduction. So on the other hand, if the corporation obtains and pays for health insurance in its name, the S Corp name, covers the shareholder under the policy and report the premiums as W-2 wages to the shareholder, then the shareholder is allowed an above-the-line deduction. Similarly, if the shareholder purchased the health insurance in his own name, but the S Corp either directly paid for the health insurance or reimbursed the shareholder for the health insurance and also includes the premium payments in the shareholder's W-2, the shareholder would be allowed an above the line deduction. Okay, that's why we use payroll. That's why the S Corp being able to use payroll, because we can run health insurance through that. So the bottom line is that in order for the shareholder to claim an above the line deduction, the health insurance premium must ultimately be paid by the S Corp and must be reported as taxable compensation in the shareholder's W-2. Okay, there's that little loophole there. You can't deduct your premiums on Schedule A anymore. It doesn't exist, because if it gets on Schedule A, you still got to meet the 2% limitation, and then you got to meet the 7% before it's even deductible. So most people don't even bother with it. If the standard deduction is more, especially if you're married filing jointly, you don't even mess with the Schedule A. But your health insurance, which is a pretty nice penny that comes out of our pocket, can be deducted by your S Corp. The caveat is the S Corp has to pay it and has to put it on a W-2 as wages for the shareholders. Okay, treating medical insurance premium as wages. Health and accident insurance premium paid on behalf of a greater than 2% S Corporation shareholder employee are deductible by the S Corp and reportable as wages on the shareholder's employee's Form W-2, subject to income tax withholding. A 2% shareholder is someone who owns more than 2% of the outstanding stock of the corporation, or stock possessing more than 2% of the total combined voting power of all stock of the corporation. However, these additional wages are not subject to Social Security or Medicare, which is our FICA taxes. It is not subject to feudal taxes, which is your federal unemployment taxes. And if the payment of the premiums are made to or on behalf of an employee under a plan or system that make provision for all or a class of employees or employees and their dependents. Therefore, the additional compensation is included in the shareholders' employee box 1, wages. Put that in box 1 of the W-2. But it is not included in box 3 and 5, which is wages for Social Security and wages for Medicare. It's exempt from FICA. So a 2% shareholder employee is eligible for above the line deduction and arriving at adjusted gross income for amounts paid during the year for medical care premiums if the medical care coverage was established by the S Corp and the shareholder met the other self-employed medical insurance deduction requirements. If, however, the shareholder or the shareholder's spouse was eligible to participate in any subsidized health care plan, then the shareholder is not entitled to the above-the-line deduction. Okay, this is another strategy that we use for our shareholders of the S Corp to run things through payroll and get it deductible. The IRS allows that. So it's a tax strategy. If you just pay yourself, in an LLC, if you got yourself set up on payroll, it's the incorrect way for an owner of an LLC to pay themselves. An LLC is only allowed to take draws out of the company because all the money that's left in there belongs to you anyway. It's your profit and loss that we're going to look at and see what your net is. So you pulling money out of the bank has nothing to do with your gross or your net on the profit and loss statement. But on the S Corp, you're legally allowed to take payroll and you own the company. So here's a strategy that we put in place to put you on payroll. We can monitor some of that taxes so that we can run your health insurance and some of your contributions to retirement through your W-2. And when it's on there, the IRS accepts that. So that's just another strategy that we're putting before you that can be done. And we still have time to do it. You know, we can set you up and do one big payroll for the whole year on you. Not recommended that we keep doing that. We want to set it up so that you're paying in every quarter. But at the end of the year, we can get a payroll in if you get your bookkeeping done and contact a tax strategist, whether it's me or someone else. Get in there and let them plan this out for you to save taxes through payroll deduction. Again, I'm Lovey Grant. We're Perfect Balance Tactician, where we put in magic back in you saving money.